right, here we go. You know how it goes. We're back at it again. We have to update everything here on Horse Race Bets after we had a lot of major scratches and changes take place in the Derby and the Oaks. I'll say quickly, I know there's some big changes in the Oaks. We are not changing our selection. We're going to stick with always a runner, even though we did lose two speed runners in the race with Mimus Mio out and Mimus Mo out, and Bella Ballerina out. Those would provide a little bit of the push for the pace. We're not changing anything with the Oaks. We're only just making an adjustment in terms of the Kentucky Derby. Let's get busy. Here we go. All this is new. Your post positions with the two most recent defections, Silent Tactic and Full Effort. Full Effort is extremely disappointing because he was the buzz horse of the workouts, and everyone's like, oh, he's getting over the dirt amazingly, and then there's a chip in his ankle or whatever. Like, really, bro? Anyway, that happens. So we'll have to have a new top pick for the Derby. So you see with those two horses out now, Great White, who actually ran in front of Full Effort, I do believe in the Battaglia, I think. And he's got a little bit of pace. He's a big horse. He's got a little bit of speed. And then Oselli is the maiden, who's a deep closer, who is useless. All right, take a look at Great White. So like I said before, he won the Battaglia. He was useless in the Bluegrass. That was his first try on the dirt. Now, the good news is he did have a try over dirt, and maybe that's what he needed. Right? Maybe he just needed to get that effort out of his system. He comes back. He's got some speed to offer, and with him breaking all the way to the outside, he might have to use some of that speed to get in position. So I think he might be a pace factor, but other than that, I don't think he really figures in here at all. And then there's Oselli. There has to be a maiden every year in the Kentucky Derby, a horse that just keeps on running but never passes anybody. And he's had a couple of really nice setups where the pace was decent in front of him and he still couldn't get it done. But he has had two tries at 1 mile and an eighth, so I think that makes him interesting. And, you know, if Oselli wins this race, in my opinion, it says that this crop of 3-year-olds is pretty subpar. But, you know, here's the thing that people forget about the Derby. It's the Derby. It only happens one time. So you can kind of handicap it as an all or nothing situation. And what I mean by that is you can handicap it like I did Giacomo. I felt like he could win the Derby, and that was all I thought he could win. I didn't think he had any shot in the Preakness and no shot in the Belmont. Those races didn't even figure to me. I'm like, no, he's got no shot. But the Derby is something completely different. And horses who may not be, I don't know, classy horses that are going to go on and do other things, they can win the Derby. They can't win anything else, but anyone can win the Derby. So maybe Oselli is that kind of horse. I doubt it. All right, so those are your new shooters. It changes. Let's take a look at how this changes your pace scenario. 6 speed. We know this horse is going to go. Connections already said if they go fast, he will go faster. Love that. Question is, who's they? Right? Who's going to go fast to push 6 speed? He is the speed. That makes him interesting and dangerous. Brian Hernandez Jr., outstanding rider. He knows how to ration out that speed. So they're dangerous together. And, you know, Pavlovian is supposed to be able to put some pressure on, but I don't think he's fast enough. And he's going to have to work hard to do it. Now, Edwin Maldonado's a good send jockey, so he'll do the sending. We'll see if this horse is good enough to keep up, because if he stumbles, it's a problem. Same thing with this horse. He's got no choice but to go. And Martin Garcia is a send rider. So you've got two send riders, and what I mean by that is they're at their best when they're on the front end. That's Edwin Maldonado. And then also, they're really good at following instructions. That's Martin Garcia. Bob Baffert says, get out on top. He's going to get out on top. Putting blinkers back on this horse, I think, is a good idea so he can focus on just getting out and going. I don't think he's good enough to take him all the way around, but who knows? Then you have these other horses that they say are not going to be on the front end, but I'm like, psst, knock it off. You got to go. So Potente, with the bullet works and putting the, you know, I think he has to be forwardly placed. He may not want to dictate the pace because he can't, because 6 speed is faster than them. But he has to be engaged. He has to. I don't think he's good enough to close. So happy. He's young. He's going to have to move to get position. Both of these runners are going to have to do something to get into position, use their tactical speed. I also do not believe So Happy is good enough to close and run them down in the Kentucky Derby. He'll be just off the pace mid-pack, but I don't think he's good enough. So, full effort is out. What do? We go to the horse that he's kind of flying under the radar because he may not be good enough. But damn it, we're going to find out. Jaime Torres is riding Incredibolt. Incredibolt is our new Kentucky Derby top pick. 20-1 on the morning line. He will float up, I believe. Although, the more people dig into these past performances and you see a runner with Incredibolt's credentials, you'll be like, oh, well, that's nice. Let's talk about our rider first. Jaime Torres is a really nice young rider. He was doing good work on the Naira circuit, and his claim to fame is, well, a couple of things. First off, he won the Preakness back in 2024 with Seize the Gray. It was a really good front-end ride. I mean, really good. Now, of course, the coach, late great D. Wayne Lucas had that horse ready, but Jaime did a great job getting out on top, getting a breather, and then when Mystic Dan and, some other horse came to get him, he was like, nope, goodbye. So he did a really good job on the front end there. He also, in addition to riding Incredibolt to victories in the Street Sense and in the Virginia Derby, he also piloted Albus to win the Wood. So he had his choice. He chose Incredibolt. I think you made the right decision, young man. He doesn't have a Derby win, but he does have a Preakness victory, and I think that's going to help quite a bit. And so Jaime Torres, this is how you start a relationship, right? You trust a jockey for the first time, and if they completely botch the ride, you will never forget it. But if they come through, you will also never forget it. So hopefully Jaime is going to give us one of those situations. Let's take a look at what he's riding and what I'm talking about. So when we pull it up here in a second, Incredibolt has tactical speed, I believe, meaning I believe he can get himself into position. He does have a nice closing kick. I never considered him a closer. I've always felt like he couldn't be too far off. He's mid-pack. And mid-pack is exactly what you can really do a lot of damage mid-pack in the Derby. Now, the only issue is because he's right smack dab in the middle of everybody, he's going to have to use some of that tactical speed to get position early on, and hopefully Jaime will be able to do that. I just like the way the horse runs. You can look at those 2 Churchill Downs victories, extremely impressive. And, obviously coming back off the 3-month layoff, he needed that race in the Holy Bull. And the Gulfstream track is difficult for some horses to take to, so I'll just go ahead and throw that out. He comes back in the Virginia Derby at Colonial. Great performance, perfect trip. And he's going to try and do the exact same thing. He's been working very well. I like him quite a bit. I don't like him as much as I liked Full Effort, but I like him. And I definitely think that he can get the job done. And just been training well and, has all these things that you want from your Derby runner, right? Now, we've got a lot of talented runners that will be value. I think Commandment will still be value. I just didn't feel as secure in him. But I do really, really like Incredibolt. Incredibolt was actually my very first horse that I really, really liked coming into the Kentucky Derby. And then we got a nice big win wager to come through in the Virginia Derby. And so that was really great. And so we're going to go back to the first horse that we really liked. It's going to be Incredibolt. And we're going to get probably 18-1. Is that okay? 18-1? Good. All right. So we're sticking with our Oaks runner, always a runner. And now we're going to go with Incredibolt. That's your Oaks Derby double. That's all you need. Oaks Derby double, Oaks win wager, Derby win wager. If you want to play the exacta, you simply key the one horse that you like over every damn body and move on. Some people are going to do other things. You want to use boxes, and I am not trying to waste any money on that. I'm going to keep it super simple. Good luck to you, by the way. All right, that's how we do it here on Horse Race Bets. In the meantime, in between time, until next time, we will see you here. I'm Ken Rudulph. Good luck and enjoy whatever you're into. And trust me, just find a horse, love that horse, and move on. If it wins, man, that's awesome. If it doesn't, it's the Derby. You dust yourself off and get ready for the next race. All right? Good luck. We'll see y'all next time.